Hey everyone, in this video we are going to build an advanced chatbot with ChatGPT using Python and just a few lines of code. Before we kick off, so I need to install OpenAI, I need to import the library as well. We are going to be using Google Colab, and I also have the API key here, which I've hidden because otherwise everyone could use it. And here you go. So let me install the library and import it, and let me run the API key as well. In case that you don't know how to get an API key, it's inside your OpenAI account. You need to put some money there. I think minimum is $5, and it's not super expensive to use. So I think I made quite a few prompts already using Python. I think I've spent like 2 cents. So it's quite okay to experiment and give it a try. So I have this run. I don't know if this has run or not, but let me continue with the advanced chatbot. We need to define, so we need to create a function. So chat with GPT-3, and let me put advanced here. And the input is a message list. So here you go, colon, and we kick it off. Let me add some documentation. So sends a series of messages to GPT-3 and returns the generated response. And what makes it an advanced chatbot? It is that you not just send a prompt, but there's the story behind it. So you can continue to make a conversation with it, just like you can do it in the regular ChatGPT. So this is very cool if you want to make your own application, because this is how you actually make the story behind it. You can also then play around with prompt engineering, which I'll play around in future videos. But this is the cool thing about it. So the story that you can keep on iterating and iterating again and again. So let me continue, and returns the generated response. This is about it. Let me close the documentation, and now I can kick it off. So we need a response. So this is the output, right? So we get a response, and here we use the OpenAI, and we use the chat completion, and then we create. And there's basically 2 things here that are important. The first one is the model, right? So we're going to use the GPT 3.5 and turbo, so that we get the answer a bit faster. Turbo, so 3.5, not 3.5. And this is the model. And then we need to kind of iterate on the messages, right? So we have messages and we apply them to the model. Messages, and this is the message list. So this is the input for the function. We close this parenthesis, and then we have a return, right? And I've tried this, so response, and then it's going to go to the choices, and we need to get the first one, and we get out of it the message, inside also a square bracket, message, and then we get the content. So this is the main function, and now what we need is to actually build the iteration. So if, and then name, double underscore as well, equals to, and then the main here, and here you go. And this should be equal because it's an equivalence situation. And here I put the colon here, and we kick it off. So print, and then advanced chatbot at your disposal. And here you go. So we have this. And then we need to get the messages, right? So messages, and this is an empty list, and this is what we are going to append again and again. And while true, and this is the iteration. So user input, and then equals to, use the input function, and then prompt, or tell me the prompt. And here you go. And then we take the user input, and the thing is that when it comes to the iteration, the user may also want to quit the bot. So that is the next step. So if user input, so if this is, and let's put here dot lower so that we always go to the lower cases. So this is exit or quit And here you go. So or quit. Then what we do is that we print something like the advanced ChatGPT chatbot says goodbye. And then we also break the function so that it is really, really over. Now, in case that this is not what happens, right? So messages. Now we append everything, right? So append. And here we need to include the role. So role, comma, user. And here you go, comma. And then the content as well. And the content is the user input. Here we go. And then we go and we talk about the response. This is when we go to the chat with GPT-3 Advanced. And this is the input, right? So the input is our messages here. Messages. At the same time, right? So we append the input. So what is the prompt? And what we also need to append is actually what ChatGPT replied. So same thing, messages, we append, and this is a dictionary here once more, so curly brackets. The role is the system is the ChatGPT. So this is it. And then what is the content? So the content is the messages. So this is just it. And then we print under the same indentation, right? So print, and then we would go, so the advanced chat GPT chatbot replies, and let me do this in fprint, right? So fprint, and then inside curly brackets, I put here the response. So this is just it, right? You can see how simple this actually is. Let me do Control Enter. And so this is working. And one thing that I made a tiny mistake, and this is why this is not running, it is that this part with the iteration is not within the function, right? Because otherwise it doesn't really work. Let me do Control Enter now. And you can see, tell me the prompt. Let's do, for instance, so 5 ideas for fun first date in Berlin, which is where I live. Here we go. And now we wait a few seconds. And okay, so the advanced ChatGPT chatbot replies, I'm sorry, but I cannot provide a response without knowing the user input is. Aha, okay, so this means that I made some kind of mistake. Of course. So this should not have the single quotes, right? Because this is dynamic. This comes from the input function here. So let me try once more. And the thing is that if I look here at my content, this is also an issue. So this should also be response, because otherwise you are appending a string. That doesn't really work. So let me try once more, and let me actually put quit here so that we exit, and at least we test the exit. The exit definitely works. And let me try once more. So Control Enter, tell me the prompt again, 5 ideas for a fun first date, not the first fun first date. Okay, that sounds odd. For a fun first date in Berlin. And here you go. Now we need to wait a few seconds for the answer. And we get 5 different ideas. So visit a beer garden, take a bike tour, picnic at Tempelhofer Feld, explore Kreuzberg street art scene, and have a game night. And we can go about it. Okay. Explore idea 1. So which is the best beer garden? And here you go. And now we need to wait once more. And the thing is that because we're always appending, we can continue the conversation on and on. And this is quite cool because it makes it a bit easier. And here you go. So the advanced ChatGPT chatbot replies, one of the most popular and highly recommended beer garden in Berlin is Pratergarten. I actually don't know this one. This is the oldest beer garden. You see, okay, I know where my next date is going to be. And as a rustic and charming atmosphere located in Prenzlauberberg, Pratergarten offers a wide selection of beer, so on and so on. So quite cool. And you could keep going and going. Let me call it quits. But this is how you build an advanced chatbot using Python and actually just a few lines of code. I hope you enjoyed this. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have a look at my Linktree link at the end of this video and in the description of this YouTube video. Until the next video, have fun.